Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd. It is 6:22 right now. We got market opening up in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's sent out. And it looks like we are good to go. So as people join in, go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. $30 minute. To the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. Down to the 5 minute. To the 1 minute. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd. It is 6:25 right now. We got market opening up in about 4 minutes. Morning, Maria. Morning, Christian. Morning, Lila. Morning, everybody. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is pretty close. Might get hit here pre-market. It's at 44,388. And the closest level below is at 44,364. I'm going to go here and mark up the market structure bias quick. Market structure bias. Yeah. All right, let's see. So market structure bias is going to be about say about 44,376. Put this right here. I'm gonna mark this up as bullish market structure bias. So I'm going to try to look for entries above this black line right here for the most part. I'm going to adjust it a little bit to get closer to market open, but I'm going to try to look for buys here above this line or above this zone right here. Let's see, taking a look over here at the clean chart. So we do have some consolidation right here down the middle. Looking at the SR chart over here. Currently at the support level, looks like. So there goes the SR chart. Looking over here at the stock screener, looking at the Dow today, the Dow looks pretty bullish across the board. So probably going to be looking for a buy here for the breakout. I'm not going to take the breakout myself, guys. I'm still like on a waiting period right now, kind of seeing how the market's moving, make sure it's consistent before I start hopping back in. But yeah, looking at the breakout for today, the breakout's actually a sell. So if you guys want to take this, I would say take it with caution. Because everything here is kind of pointing towards a buy. So we have the bias over here. This is a price bias right here. We're going to be looking for price to kind of be above this area for entries, 374. Let me move this down a little bit. So I'm looking for price to be above this black line right here for entries. Bias over here for the Dow average is also bullish. Breakout for today is going to be a sell though. So I'm not going to be taking it. If you guys want to take it, like I said, take the breakout with caution. My analysis over here pre-market is kind of pointing towards a buy. So I don't really want to take it as a sell today. If this was a buy, I'd be a little more likely to take it, but I'm looking for a buy here. So I'll mark it up for you guys. And there we go. We're marking this up here. You can see price is pushing up. But I have this marked up here right now. And I'll put some things here. Market structure, bias, buy, now index, stock bias, also buy, entry, sell. So I'm not taking this right now, guys. If you guys do want to take it, feel free to take it. It's just there's a lot of biases for a buy today. So I didn't really want to take this for a sell. But the breakout is running right now in profit for a sell. Again, I need to reanalyze the market now that Trump's president, because obviously things are going to change a little bit. So, maybe these biases might not really matter. But still looking here for a possible buy. So same with the micro scalps, guys. I'm going to be looking for a buy. I'm going to try to aim above this area right here. We have price kind of just ranging between these two price points right now. On the clean chart, price is currently ranging between the 44,350 and the 44,400. The breakout for today is a sell, but I'm not taking it because my bias for today was a buy. So my market structure bias. Let's take a look at the trend bias as well. So looking at the trend bias over here, the 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish. You can see prices above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Looking over here on the shorter time frames, the 10 minutes bullish, 5 minute was bullish, and the 1 minute over here was bearish on open. So kind of tricky. So here we go as price comes down a little bit. almost at that 50-point mark. Again, we still don't have that like direct movement on open. This is like something that I don't like in the market. Typically for the breakout, within the first 5 minutes or so, I like when price pushes in one direction, but we just don't have that one direction here just yet. I mean, price is pushing down. It'll probably hit the 50 over here. I hope that it at least hits the 50. If it does hit the 50 right there, I'll be okay with that. We'll see if price does swing from this area here and then come back up. I'm trying to a couple different confluences to identify sort of where price is likely to go for the breakout. So I'm doing a couple little confluence tests here: market structure, stock index, overall trend. I feel like a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter too much. That's why I'm not too keen on following everything here. I just need to find which confluence or which bias works. However, one bias here, I'll put the 1 minute direction. I'll put pre-market direction was sell low. So I had one confluence pointing towards a sell here. Everything else was for a buy though. And I'll put this over here at the top. So my pre-market direction was a sell, market structure bias was a buy, Dow index bias was a buy, overall trend bias was bullish. The reason why I had this here for a sell was because on the 1 minute, I just kind of backed up a little bit. I went from like London session. So from London session, it pushed up right here. And then from right here at 420, price started coming down. That's how I had the pre-market direction. But again, I'm trying to figure out which confluence works best so that we can use that as a confluence with taking these entries. So the breakout has hit 50 points, guys. If you guys are in the breakout, it's still currently pushing to full TP. Of course, ideally, I would like it to hit TP here, but I sat out of this position because the biases here were kind of mixed today. Looks like the 50 points hit pretty nicely. Price is below it, hasn't touched it yet. If it comes up and touches it, there you go. So if your stop loss was at 50 points, looks like you have gotten out already at 50 points. We are now going to continue watching this here as it moves along, of course. So I'm trying to trade with like some sort of bias, guys. That's kind of like my plan here right now. I'm trying to trade with some sort of bias here versus kind of just taking a bunch of like, random entries. Not red, I won't say random entries, but like for example, the micro scalps. I don't want to just keep taking it in one direction or in a lot of directions. I personally want to stick to like some sort of bias. So I feel safe about the entry that I'm taking. Okay, so here is the clean chart. Price is currently bouncing off this lower level right here at the 44,300. Here's the SR zones. SR is way down here now. There's no zones down here yet, so I'll come back and take a look at that a little later. So we'll see right here if price establishes a new zone down here or if it continues to correct back up to where it was prior. So a couple different things. Price may stay down here. If it doesn't, it's going to pull back up into this upper range. All right, we got a buy signal right here. This might be coming back to open. We'll see. We got market open price right there. See if it just swings back up. Again, I was looking for entries above this area up here. I mean, this might not happen. Price might not make its way up there, but if it does, that's kind of the bias that I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to stay over here. This is the market structure bias. So I drew this bias from yesterday. This is where market closed yesterday. Yeah, so this is where the market closed yesterday. Around this area. So I want to make sure that the market's efficient and it's actually pushing, outside this area versus staying within the same market structure as yesterday. So market structure bias today is a buy, of course. You want price to be above this area. You can see the volatility here is kind of dying out a little bit. See, we got price coming back down. So ideally, I would want price to come down because, of course, I don't want to be fading my own trade here, the breakout. So this is another reminder of like why I'm holding off on the breakout right now. You guys can see how the direction isn't very consistent. It's I mean, it did come down 50 points and now it's kind of just sitting here. But typically for the breakout, you get price that just shifts down and it just goes straight to TP, right? The breakout's supposed to hit within like the first 5 minutes. 100 points isn't like too much to ask for the breakout, of course. So breakout's still running. It's currently at the 50-point mark. If you guys got out at the 50, that's pretty much 50 points profit. I am looking for some possible micro scalps here. The only thing is that price isn't really coming down to my, it's not coming up to above my bias here. And it's also not really pushing down. Volatility here is starting to get a little flat. Okay, so I'm okay with taking micro scalps down here, guys, because if price does come down further, it's probably going to come down and push down to finish out the breakout. So I'll see if I can put a pending order right here at the low of this candle.
Order submit.
There we go.
Order submitted.
So if price does come back down further, I'm probably going to cancel it though, because the price is currently sitting right here at the sessions, or we'll see if it fills. But if it doesn't, I'm going to cancel it, of course. I want to be taking entries around the upper area right there where the sessions is at.
Order.
All right, so stop it right there on profit. Quick little micro scalp right there. In and out. See if I get it on the next one over here. So you can only got 10 seconds left on it. You have some sort of wick on the bottom end now. All right.
Order submitted.
Order down there. All right, got another pending order right here for micro scalp. Ideally, I think price will push down to the sessions right here. It hasn't touched it yet. That's going to be target price point for the for price to reach. Breakout's still currently running, guys. It's 50 points in profit and it's currently still running. So we haven't reached the target yet. This is why I'm okay with taking possible micro scalps to the downside, because we do have opportunity down here still. I just don't want to trade around where the sessions is at. So this does not look like it's going to fill. If it doesn't fill, I'm going to cancel it right now. We need to have a bottom wick in order for us to take the entry. So now it's not going to fill. I'm going to cancel it.
Order canceled.
So order was canceled right there. Again, I'll look for opportunity here as price continues to move along. Which space do we have from? We're about 25 points down there. So see if it stays right here. If it does, I'll put the pending sell limiter on that area. Got 10 seconds. And I'll put the pending order right there.
Order submitted. Order.
All right,
Order filled.
in and out, slight profit again right there. I'm just getting in and out for like 2 points, guys. So it's not a lot. It's it's like I was saying, I have my trailing stop set to 2 points, so it's not a crazy amount. I'm hoping it comes down. I'm looking for that like really big push to the downside. I'll put another pending order right here again as price drops back down further. Let's see. We got 10 seconds left on here. About 5 seconds. Any order back down there?
Order submitted.
Let's give it that shot. The volatility are starting to get a little slow. Or not volatility, the direction. Volatility is kind of slow. It's at 22 points right now, ATR. So you guys can see the ATR down here. It's not super fast, but it's still moving. All right. Market starts to get flat here. I'm just going to cancel my order. All right, I'm going to cancel it. Market's
Order
kind of flat
canceled.
here. So the order right there was canceled. It wasn't filled. We're going to wait for something here to happen because there's no direction here right now. You can see price is just going sideways. I don't really trade sideways markets. I need price to actually be moving in a direction. The breakout's still running right now, guys. So breakout's still running. It did hit 50 points. So if your stop loss and profit was moved to 50 points, you would have gotten out right there for 50. It is still moving in profit though. So I'll try to get some micro scalps in that direction. 644 right now. So the volatility is a little lower. Price does not look like it's going to make it up to this bias area right here. So I'm just going to be sticking to these micro scalps. There's no other scalp entries right now. So there's no V1 variations. There's no momentum reversals. We need to get a retracement momentum signal first before we can start looking for, those specific entries. So here's the clean chart. You can see price is kind of sitting at this lower price point, which is a 44,300 price. Whole number. It's kind of just sitting right there. Going over here to the SR chart, let's see if there's no more zones that have been established. So no zones yet. Price is kind of just sitting down here, but there's no support level that's been established. In order for a support zone to be established, under my tools here, we need to have a price point that's been touched at least twice. So exact price point needs to be touched at least twice before we can have that, for the most part appear there. So this one came down pretty nice. This would have been a cool micro scalp, but because of the low volatility, I didn't really plan on taking anything here. I'm gonna have to wait for price to get a bit lower, like past the sessions at this point. It's too close to the sessions now. All right, we got price coming down a little bit. As far as it's from the sessions. Yeah, can you get down just for a little push? No, it's too close. Yeah, I don't want to be too close to the sessions down there. That's probably gonna come and test the session. So another micro scalp right there looks like it would have hit. But I don't really like trading near the sessions down here. Obviously, you guys know the sessions are the red flags, so I want to keep away from that right there. Sam said 44,250 and below will be my buying area if YM gives me 44,250. That's solid. It lines up with my breakout here, so I can see that happening. Sam, basically come down from here, and my TP and come right back up. Right, we both win. So yeah, I can see that happening. Right, so I do still see a correction happening at some point. Obviously we don't know exactly how that's going to play through. Looking over here at the stock screen, let me just check it real quick. The Dow's still pretty much strong buys. I mean, it's been strong buys all year though, so I don't think this is very reliable with the short-term moves. All right, we just need to push down a little more, finish and hit our 100 points right there, and then we can make its move up. Again, my bias here is above, or my market structure bias is above this area. Market is currently, it is currently inefficient right now. So the reason why I say the market's inefficient is because price is pretty much where it closed yesterday. These black lines right here is where market closed yesterday. So like, this just shows you that market hasn't really gone anywhere from yesterday up until today. It's still stuck within the same area that it was in day prior. So market is inefficient right now. This black line right here is where market closed yesterday. So you can see that it hasn't really gone anywhere. I mean, it might come back and retest it. So this might be the case here where price comes down, retest the market close, and then come up. But right now, market is inefficient because it's not moving away from where it was yesterday. It's still within the same area. So if we had zones marked up yesterday, in the same zone, it would still be in the same area. So I'm just using different biases. I'm not changing strategies. I'm just using different biases so I can kind of understand, you know, where I want to take entries, where I want to focus on, and, you know, stuff like that, of course. Obviously our entries are just not coming up. It's not that and I'm not taking entries. It's just none of our scalps have been coming up lately. We currently have a buy signal here. So if this buy signal does come up, we can possibly look for some V1 variations for a sell or momentum reversals. So the two main strategies that we're kind of focusing on the scalp side, aside from the micro scalps. I want to take micro scalps, but you can see here that price is just going back and forth. This is what I was talking about over the past couple of days, guys. Like the micros, not just the micro scalps, but all the strategies that we apply. There needs to be some sort of direction, right? There needs to be some sort of movement like this, like a stairwell to the downside. With this right here, price is just going sideways. So you don't want to trade a directional strategy when the market is consolidating, right? Because this is literally what's happening right now. Market is consolidating. You can see over here from the clean chart as well. I mean, the next zone is going to be like down here, so we're not even close to it. But you can see where price is currently sitting. You don't want to trade when price is doing this. You just want to wait. You know, this is the time to be patient. One thing that I kind of looked into as well is like maybe even trading on the higher time frame. But I think if we go on the 5 here, market is still going to be pretty bad. Yeah, it's still consolidating here. It doesn't really make a huge difference, right? Even if we went on the 5-minute, there's still no entries to take. You go on the 10-minute, there's still no entries to take. So it doesn't really make a big difference. We're just looking at this like through a microscope so we can kind of see the price action right here. There's nothing going on, guys. So right now, I would just recommend sitting tight. Just wait for price to kind of move in a direction somehow or somewhere. And then once we have that direction, we'll, you know, obviously we'll be looking for some entries here. Our bias is still going to be looking for a correction, but breakout's still running. Again, I would recommend people to pull out of the breakout at 50 points here. It's up to you guys. That's just my take on it, right? Because the thing is, my bias here is still bullish, and I'm expecting price to push up. But if you guys are looking for entries around this area, you know, obviously 50 points were hit a long time ago. This got really close to TP down here. So we dropped down about 92 points. So there's a lot of opportunity to pull out a profit. You know, I wouldn't stick in the position for another 10 points. Like 90 points, I'm cool with that. I would have gotten out. But again, it's just up to you. If you guys want to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it. I do hope that it comes down and hits its full TP first before it pushes up. But I do think eventually price is going to correct back up. So still coming down right here, you can see there's just nothing going on. Price is still going sideways, still below the bias. I'm only taking micro scalps around this area, of course, but I mean, ideally, I'd be looking for other stuff if there's possible. I'm just looking for any type of price action to kind of show prices ready to come down, but there's no price action here. I'm looking for engulfing candles. I'm looking for double tops, double bottoms, etc. There's just nothing here. Price is going sideways. So I think realistically, we need price to be past this session right here for us to take any entries at this point. Gonna have to be past that session there. And if the market stays like this, guys, I might just stay on these live sessions a little longer because we usually cut out around 8 o'clock. So there may be a situation where like the market might be shifting a little bit where the volatility and direction just doesn't stick around around this time. So if that's the case, then I'm fine with staying on this live session until like maybe 9 o'clock, right? Because that just might be the key. Because what I've noticed lately is that even though the market sucks around this time, it picks up a little later in the session. Or what I can do is I can probably trade till 8, take a little break, maybe come back around 9, and then trade like mid-session. Because something's got to work here. Like the volatility, if you look at the market structure, or if you look at the time of like when market moves best, it's been like later in the session, which is kind of annoying because like the market shouldn't be moving like that. Like if you think about how market moves, typically it should be very volatile, on open, but it hasn't been that way. Let's see. Brock said in a counter buy on YM, thought I was done, LOL. Yeah. Sam said he bought mine, he's now risk-free with a 15-point stop loss. Solid. Yeah, so we'll see if we get that correction back up. Like I said, I was waiting for price to be above this area. That's where my bias is at in order for me to like take, certain trades. But I mean, it's on its way back up. So, all right, if this is the case right here, we could possibly start, or I could possibly start looking for some micro scalps to the upside. This candle's closing in about 10 seconds. I need a wick on the top end though.
Order submitted.
All right, so I got a pending order right there.
Order filled.
All right, got out for profit right there, a couple points. It's on its way to opening price. So you guys can see my micro scalps right here. I took 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all for like small points, so I need a bigger one. So I'm looking for a bigger one here to hit. We are at opening price. Almost. We are at opening price now. I'm gonna wait for a little bit before I start looking for some more micro scalps in that direction. Yeah, because opening price is a little bit of a red flag. So I'm gonna hold off right now for some more micro scalps. I'm still following my red flags, so I'm not taking trades around these areas where I got to cut into the red flags, of course. Now I'm gonna look for price to push up. We're getting close to my market structure bias. So like I said earlier, I was looking for price to push above this area before I start looking for some entries. Mainly buys, of course, because the bias for today was bullish. Taking a look at the trend again. So looking at the 4-hour, it's bullish right now. You can see prices above the pivots. Trend meters green, pivots are angling up. Same with the 1-hour prices above the pivots. Trend meters green, pivots are angling up. Same with the 30-minute. Same with the 10-minute. Same with the 5, and same with the 1 here. So we are moving into a bullish trend, which is perfectly fine. That's like what we wanted, anyways. The higher time frames have been bullish for the past, I guess, couple days or so. Lower time frames here are shifting back to the upside as well. So again, I'm just looking for price to get around this area over here. Sam said 60 points, closing down. Nice work, Sam. Solid work right there. There was a nice double body rejection right here, Sam. I'm not sure. Is that where you got in from down here? There's a double body rejection right there. Um, so there's a couple things here. There's a couple things to look at that look really good. It probably wasn't right here. It's probably down here a little more, or even this one. So there's a couple things here that I'm looking at. There was a nice low right here, and then there was a engulfing candle. So if you're looking at price action patterns, pretty nice engulfing candle right here. And then price did push up. There's an inside bar right here too. So there's a lot of different opportunities here to read price actions. There was inside bars right here. So entry could have been taken right there at that point if you're taking it to the upside. There's also an engulfing candle. So this is actually, there's a lot of different confluences here that look good. There's inside bar, plus there was an engulfing candle, and the same right here. Double body, not a V1, but a double body rejection plus another engulfing right there. So yeah, Sam said go bro, no FOMO. Yeah, so I'll keep waiting here for another opportunity, guys. I'm still looking to take some more micro scalps. I know my cutoff for micro scalps is 7 o'clock, guys, usually, but I think today I'll just stick on the chart and I'll see, because the thing is, market was flat over here for majority of the session. You can see how the market was flat between like basically 634 up until 653. So I did take a couple of micro scalps here, which obviously they hit for like a couple of points. But I will look for more opportunities here if we finally get above the bias. So my main thing here is I'm waiting for price to get above the bias. I think the latest that I'll actually trade will probably be 10 o'clock. So I might be on here for a couple hours today, guys, if that might be the case. I just need to understand this new market that we're currently in. Actually, I don't think the market has really changed too much. So Trump did get inaugurated on Monday. I was hoping there'd be more volatility, but I think it's going to be a slow push in that direction. Right now, we don't have that increased volatility that we were kind of expecting. Market isn't really shocked yet. I mean, Trump is executing a lot of these executive orders, but a lot of stuff isn't really affecting the market directly yet. Unless you're trading something like the forex market. If you're trading currencies, then you'll see that the dollar pair is going to be, it's moving up across the board. So if you're trading like USD CAD, you'll see that's bullish. If you're trading USD against the peso, that's also bullish because of the tariffs that Trump is implementing. So just something to keep in mind, guys. There's a lot of different factors moving around in the market. YM isn't directly affected by those specific things, but the companies that are within YM are going to be affected, of course. So the breakout is still technically running, guys. I mean, this is crazy that the breakout's been running for this long. Hopefully everyone pulled out at 50 points right here, or even at 90 points when it was down here at 92. I mean, we'll just follow the breakout specifically for the statistics, but obviously I'm not in that position. I was hoping we get above here and finally be above the bias, but it's not really looking like it right now. Price is still kind of sitting around this lower area. So again, we are back into consolidation right here. Back into consolidation down here. Yeah, Christian said, what I don't like is that it's stuck between sessions. Daniel said, hopefully it pushes past opening price and stays up there. That's what I'm hoping for too, Daniel, because the thing is, like, everything here is bullish, right? With regard to our bias. Trend bias is bullish. Market structure bias is bullish. Opening price is like right here. So like we need price to push up here and just stay above this area. I'm okay with the breakout at this point. Like the breakout already hit 50 points. So if it doesn't come down and hit its TP, that's fine. I think price is too far up now. I don't think it's going to pull back at this point. I mean, it might pull back and come back down, but we'll have to see. It's just market is very inefficient. I'd rather have market be efficient than inefficient, right? We're just in this huge range. So let's go to the clean chart. you can see things here. Price is currently ranging between 44,350 and 44,300. So it's just going back and forth between this area here. And again, like I said earlier, guys, you guys don't want to trade in this type of market. I mean, yeah, you can trade in this type of market, make a little profit here and there. But for the most part, you want to be trading when price is actually moving directional, like to the upside or to the downside. And, I have a hard rule where I'm like done trading by 8 o'clock, but market's changing, guys. So like my edge isn't really there anymore between this earlier market open. Seems like the market volatility picks up a little later, like closer to like 8 or 9 or even 10 o'clock. So, I'm not going to make it a regular thing, but if I have to stay on this market until like 10 o'clock, I'm going to stay in this market till 10 o'clock. If that's where the volatility starts to pick up. So just, keep that in mind, guys. And I'm just trying to adapt with the market here. Fortunately, the market here is just not really marketing. It's pretty flat. So you can see it a lot better here on the clean chart, of course. It's a lot more obvious. So we have like some consolidation right here, of course. And then we got more consolidation right here. Thing is, you have to adapt to the market. Like even though my edge was really good last year between like 6:30 and 7 or 6:30 and 8, this year might be a little different. I might have to adjust my trading hours to a little longer. Whatever's gonna get me back to like my normal profit. If I can get back to like making the same kind of profit I was making last year around this time, then so be it. Doesn't hurt to be on the chart for like another hour or so, or another 2 hours. Yeah, Sam said I agree. Why change? It's at the moment following forex. Otherwise, it's like boom and dump, then boom up. Very bullish asset. Yeah, I agree with you too, Sam. And that's kind of like why I'm having different and like I have different charts here, different analysis because you have to adapt with the market, guys. Like you guys have to understand, like there's the market's going to change, and you have to change with it. So I think the only thing that's really working well right now are these micro scalps because I'm in the position for like a few seconds or so. The only problem with these micro scalps is that they also don't work when the market's going sideways. So we need price to actually be moving for these micro scalps to actually work. So let's see, Amy is asking, are you looking for a buy for this? Well, my bias is for a buy. So my market structure bias, I'm looking for trades above this zone here. So above this pink box. I'm waiting for price to get above here, and I want it to stay above here. So I'm not necessarily looking for buys at this very second, but yeah, if price does push above this area, I want it to be bullish because the overall trend here is bullish. The 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 1 minute's bullish. Everything is bullish here with regard to trend. So you can see prices above the pivots, trend here is green, pivots are angling up. Looking over here at my market structure bias, it's also bullish. Looking over here at the short-term trend, also bullish. And here in the clean chart, price is attempting to shift up to this range up here. So yeah, I mean, I am looking for buys here, but I'm not necessarily looking to just enter a buy for no reason. I'm looking for price to pull back. So price is pushing back into this area here. It's right back into the SR zones where it was before market open. And we'll see if we can maybe catch some entries around this area. It's just price is currently at the opening price right now, so I'm not looking to get any micro scalps in right here. I'm looking for it to push up a little higher. Once it does, I'll be looking for some micro scalps, in that direction. So yeah, overall bias is a buy. I'm not looking for any entries right now specifically. Christian said we need the regular scalps or Kai is going to be disappointed. I know, right? We need to get those scalps in. Just like, the market structure sucks. So we'll see. If we stay above this area, though, we'll probably get some scalps. So I'm looking for price to kind of push up a little bit, retrace, then come back up. Ideally, this is kind of like, what I'm looking for, if possible. Let's see, Sam said also, Sean, Bitcoin is the new gold. So much potential. Try your indicators, please, on Bitcoin. Like 5 minute. Yeah, sure. We can take a look. Is it you trade the Bitcoin pair or you trade oh, we got Bitcoin futures here. I don't think it moves the same way though. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll check this, the Coinbase one. So looking at this here, or let's go to the main chart actually. I think main chart might be a little better. There's nothing to take right now, guys. Price is sitting right here between the opening price, so don't worry. You guys are not going to miss out on anything within these next couple of minutes of looking at Bitcoin. So yeah, looking at Bitcoin over here, let's go on the 5 minute higher time frame. I don't think you could scalp Bitcoin. It's too hard with the spread and the fees and stuff. But yeah, looking at this here, I'm gonna try to see a couple strategies that maybe. So let's see, there's double body rejection right here. There is. So for trading on the 5 minute, there's a couple strategies that I think would work well. I think it would be something like engulfing candles, possibly V1 variations work on all time frames. I think that's a solid go. If you do a V1 variation with an engulfing, you probably don't care about the sessions for the Bitcoin. Like the sessions probably don't affect it too much. But yeah, like right here, for example, is a double body rejection and it's an engulfing candle. For example, right here, this is a double body rejection. It's a V1 variation, double body rejection, and it's also an engulfing candle. So, does it look like that? It's weird. Okay, so I don't know how this works. Price is so different. But yeah, like for example, right here, that'd be a V1 variation that way. It actually works really well here. So I'm looking at this too right here. Another V1 variation right here, Sam. Double body rejection is and it's engulfing. I think you would have to look for the engulfing pattern, like double body rejection, but also engulfing. Or look for a high point. So like price near a high point and then engulfing. Right. So like for example, right here, this isn't a high point, but it does push up and then there's an engulfing candle right here. Yeah, it's a big move. Same with this one right here again. It's a double body rejection and it's engulfing. I would put your stop loss at the high of this candle right here. So like 14, another full TP. A lot of wins right here. By engulfing. V1 variation right there, double body rejection. So the V1s actually look like they work very well for Bitcoin. If anybody's trading Bitcoin, I mean, I don't actively trade Bitcoin, so can't really say. Yeah, there's a lot of wins here for Bitcoin if you guys are trading this. So yeah, if you guys have the tools, I mean, they do work pretty well. I mean, the V1 variation, this is like a good strategy to apply on different assets. If you want to trade something different, you can trade it. It's just you got to figure out your TP stop loss would be. But yeah, if you guys want to check out Bitcoin, if you guys have the tools and the indicators, if you guys want access to these tools, just go to the website. The website is kodikaitrades.com. Click on unlock your free access right here for 7 days. Try it out. If you like it and you make money using it, then continue using it. If you don't, then just cancel. So, I mean, there's the thing with the crypto market. I'm even looking to get into the meme coin market because like I think the crypto market is definitely going to be very volatile. It's going to be very useful. Um, it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. You could trade something like XRP too if you want. XRP probably wouldn't work for scalping because it's so slow. See, XRP is at 3.1 right now. But I mean, you can see here on XRP, it still works. Like you could trade cryptos with my same tools. It's just you're not going to see as many like consistent patterns because the markets aren't efficient for cryptos yet. I mean, they're probably going to be more efficient later. But let's go back to YM real quick. Oops, wrong symbol. I don't think anything's happened since we've left. All right, so it's still kind of sitting right here. There's not much really going on. Price is still sitting at the opening price. The good part is that we are currently at the like, now I'm gonna hold off for now. We're still right here at the opening price, and price is still kind of consolidating around this area. I was gonna put a micro scalp entry right there, but I'm gonna hold off for a second and see here how it moves. Let's see. Yeah, Sam said, bro, I've been doing V1s on Bitcoin with pivot as direction. Yeah, that works good too. I mean, if you have some sort of like bias, like you just need to have some sort of confluence, right? Like trend works very well. Um, like you can use that for sure. And I can see that definitely working. Yeah, Brock said, personally, I don't like Bitcoin. Somehow my analysis doesn't work. I mean, yeah, because the thing is, like I said, Bitcoin isn't it's not efficient. So it's hard to see patterns with Bitcoin. You have to like buy at like key levels. I think that's the best way to trade Bitcoin specifically. If you trade at key levels, then you'll definitely be able to see more consistency. But the thing is, like with a lot of these momentum strategies or like price action strategies, the price action on Bitcoin isn't very consistent because it's just not an efficient asset where it just continues to produce patterns. At least not yet. Yeah, Sam said he got in once Trump was backs Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree. He's he's pro Bitcoin, pro crypto. So I do think that the crypto markets may become a little more efficient, or they're obviously going to be more volatile, but I don't know how efficient. Like you can't really trade patterns on there as you would for something like YM that just kind of moves more consistent. So guys, I was looking to take some entries here for YM, but it looks like I mean, it pushed up a little bit and then it's back to being flat. The crazy thing is that the breakout is still running, guys. We're almost like 2 hours into or an hour and a half into the session. And the breakout is still currently running. I'm not in the breakout, but it just goes to show that markets here aren't really moving very directional, especially because price is sitting right here at opening price right now. You can see it hasn't really gone anywhere. Nice. Sam just bought Bitcoin on the 1 minute. Let's see real quick. Yeah, the thing with the V1 patterns is that they don't have to be on the same level too. I mean, they could be body to body or level to level or whatever, but they could be kind of offset because the thing with the Bitcoin is that it's not very, you don't see them land on the same level like this. There's gonna be like a little gap sometimes. If you look at YM, for the most part, they usually land on the same thing or on the same price level because they're more efficient. Like this right here, right? This is a V1 variation, guys. Unfortunately, it's at opening price, so we can't really take it. If you guys want to take it here, I will mark it up for you guys to follow. I think if this candle here is engulfing, this would be a pretty decent entry. So we got a double body rejection right here off this low. The only problem is that it's right at the opening price, which is this blue line right here. So I don't know why this happens when I click on this. For some reason, like the TP stop loss just looks all weird. All right, so it's a V1 variation pattern right there, guys, pushing up right now. Like I said, I'm not in the position because it's at a red flag over here. This would have been an okay V1 at least take. Dylan is asking for the trailing stop. Do we add 2 points to the profit trigger or stop loss? I think I sent it over. So here, let me see where. And Dylan, you're talking about the micro scalps, right? Yeah, of course. Let me just see if I can pull up my thing here. I can't pull it up on my actual screen, but I'll tell you the settings. Okay, so for this right here, have stop loss at 1, have profit trigger at 2, frequency at 1. So this means that when price reaches 2 points, your stop loss goes in profit at least 1 point. So you'll basically guarantee 1 point in profit, and then every time it moves 1 point, it moves up even higher. So for profit target change, I have that set to 2. You can have it to 1, but I have it set to 2 because the problem when I have it at 1 is that I get stopped out at break even a lot of the times, and then I end up losing profit because I have to pay commissions and fees. So I have that set to 2, and then everything else is at 1. So like for example here, when price moves up, when price gets to 2 points here, then my stop loss gets moved like right below it. So I get at least 1 point because I need 1 point to cover my commissions and fees. All right, guys, so there goes the V1 variation currently running in profit right now. If you had your stop loss and profit at 10, looks like the 10 points already got hit. And we'll continue looking for opportunities here for entry. So here's the liquidity right now. If you guys look over here at the liquidity zones, here's the liquidity. Price is currently in the so this V1 variation is actually a really good entry because there's a lot of confluences here. We have a V1 variation. It's bouncing off liquidity right here. It's an engulfing candle. So it lined up pretty nice. The only problem is that it's at the red flag, which is opening price. So probably the main thing that I would be aware of, I guess. All right, let's see, it's 718 right now. Market's moving, but you can see over here that it's not really, it looks like price is moving bullish right here, but it's not. So you can see over here on the clean chart, I'll try to draw boxes around the consolidation zone so you guys can see this a little better. Because it is climbing up, but the problem is that it's still in a range, it's still consolidating. So like it looks like price is climbing up, but it really just goes sideways, climbs up, goes sideways, climbs up, goes sideways. So it's not really it's not really much of a bullish push. It's more of a cascading consolidation to the upside. Nice, Sam. Sam got 40 pips on Bitcoin. Which broker are you using? Sam, I'm just curious because you're like trading a lot of stuff. Obviously I can't do that stuff on Ninja Traders. That's kind of the downside. There's just too many the margin requirements are different per asset. Or if you're using a prop firm, that's kind of interesting too. I don't know if Apex allows for Bitcoin trading. I would assume they would, but it would have to be the Bitcoin futures, which I don't like to trade. There's an inside candle right here. So this is possible entry for momentum reversal. The only problem here, guys, is again, price is going sideways. So I don't like trading in a consolidating market like this. It's probably not going to fill anyways, because it looks like price here is just consolidating. It's got 14 seconds on here. Oh, you can trade on Apex? That's crazy. What's the symbol for it? Or I guess I could look it up. I didn't know you could trade Bitcoin on Apex. You'd have to day trade it though, huh? Yeah, because you can't hold it over. That's cool. I didn't know you could trade it on Apex. Maybe we'll get into Bitcoin, day trading Bitcoin. But yeah, I think for Bitcoin, let me go check real quick. So for Bitcoin over here, the problem with Bitcoin is that you can't really trade this on the 1 minute, I don't think. Or maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't traded on the 1 minute. The spread's currently, the spread here changes very quickly. It goes from 12 points to like 0. So I guess I would have to try it. But the problem with this is that we're trading the future. We're trading the Bitcoin future contract. I guess it's not too bad. There's more gaps here though. So there's more gaps that happen, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's horrible. Spread's about 65. Yeah, see, I don't know if I could, because the spread here is like 60 points. I'm not sure if that's 6 or the actual 60. Because like, if that's the case, I had to cover like at least 60 points before I make any profit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll take a look at it. I mean, maybe we'll dabble in some other asset some point in the future. All right, so we're still above the area. So I'm looking for trades above this zone right here, right? So we're still above the bullish bias. It's just price hasn't really held. The breakout is still currently running if anybody is still holding on to it. I don't think anybody here is holding on to it anymore, but the breakout is still running, which is beyond me. It's crazy. It's been over an hour and the breakout is still running. There's a V1 variation setting up over here again, guys. The problem is that it's right at the opening price, not a good area to be trading in. Here's the liquidity. So I put the liquidity on the chart so you guys can kind of see where price may be bouncing off of. It looks like it might come down to this area again and bounce off it. So it's bouncing back and forth right here. Broke past it. Kind of curious to see how NQ is moving right now. NQ is same thing. You can see over here, it's still consolidating as well. So it doesn't matter too much. Like, it doesn't really matter the asset. It's moving exactly how I am moving. Consolidation, push up. Consolidation is actually worse for NQ. Looks like it's been down here for a while. So consolidation right here on open or price pushed up. It just pushed up into this consolidation, went sideways, pushed up a little more, and then back into consolidation here. Check ES. Let's go across symbols here to see what is going on. Yeah. Big sideways move right there. All right, guys, we're back in this range. So again, we're just gonna sit tight, wait a little bit. If I need to sit on this live session for like another hour, then I will. I'm just waiting for that directional push. I know the direction is gonna happen. I gotta change up my routine. The 6:30 to 8 just is not cutting it anymore, not as much as it was before. Yeah, Daniel said, man, this is summer market speed. Yeah, I know. There's nothing going on here. It's like literally going sideways. I'm not sure if this is just for today or if this is like how market's going to be for a while. It seems like when Trump got inaugurated on Monday, which is 2 days ago, market was the hype was crazy, right? The hype was crazy yesterday. The hype was crazy on Monday. And then now the market's kind of just, it's in limbo, which the only way to understand how the market moves is you just got to have more chart time. And I feel like I don't have enough chart time right now during the live session or during the live markets that I have to kind of just sit around and wait for it to happen. Okay, since we're not doing anything here, let's go and take a look at, let's take a look at the market yesterday. Let me see where the market was moving yesterday so we can have an idea like, okay, well, this is what we should expect if we hang on to the market for like a couple, like a little while. So you can see over here, the same thing happened yesterday, right? So we had consolidation right here, like immediately on open, 6:30. Price pushed up a little bit. This is where we took our micro scalps yesterday. And then we had a lot of consolidation right here until like 8 o'clock, right? So you can see over here around 8 o'clock, the market started moving again a little bit, right? So this is why I'm saying like I might have to just stay on this live session a little longer, which is, it's not a big deal. I could be on this chart all day if I wanted to. But you can see the market structure here, right? It's consolidating from 6 o'clock up until like 6:40, pushes up a little bit. Then it goes from like 6:40 up until like 8 o'clock, goes sideways. Then we get a little bit of a bullish push. I wouldn't say this is like a really strong bullish push because it still consolidates over here a little bit, right? Consolidation right there, consolidation right there. I mean, maybe this is just the market that we're in, where the consolidation just becomes a regular thing. Because price is moving, but the consolidation is just like, it's just like it's snail movement. Actually, there wasn't really much movement yesterday. If you look at it closely, it was kind of like consolidation, push up, consolidation, and then slowly it's like little pushes, push up, consolidation, push up, consolidation, push up. And then right here, this thing consolidated for a long time between like 8:20 and 9:30. It pushed up a little bit again, and then some more consolidation right there. So looking at this from the market yesterday, it looks like it might be ideal to catch V1 variations from like the bottom basically. So kind of identify the consolidation zone and then catch V1 variations from the bottom. Because if you look at it from here, or not even just V1 variations, you can even look at like engulfing patterns. It looks like whenever price gets near the bottom area here, you can maybe catch like a little bounce. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's a little bit of a frustrating market because we do want that volatility. I mean, maybe it's just this week. Maybe this week people are just kind of chilling because they're just waiting for like whatever Trump's gonna announce next. Um, but yeah, I mean, there goes consolidation right there. Price came down a little bit. It's the same thing that happened yesterday. It pushes up like there's one candle that pushes and then it consolidates. One candle pushes, consolidates, pushes down, consolidates. Um, Ink said no volume. I mean, there's volume. Well, yeah, the volume is not very high. There's volume, but it's not very high. If you look down at the ATR, it's actually really slow now. It's currently at 16 ATR. As you guys know, if it goes below 15, that's usually a slow market, and it's just not a good area or a good time to be trading. So the volume did drop a little bit. It was at like 20 earlier, so now at 16. Just a reminder, if you guys haven't looked at this down here, this is the ATR average true range. I set up this indicator specifically for this, so I can see the market volatility in the market. The volume is a little low right now. It's currently at 16. You typically want it to stay above 15 to take scalps. But if it goes below 15, market's pretty much flat. Right now, market is still moving, but it's flat. It's moving, but there's no direction. So it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but there's no direction here. So you're not really getting price kind of pushing up, or you're not getting price pushing down. It's for the most part just sitting here. I mean, if you look at the range for today, price has not gone anywhere. If you look at where price is currently sitting, it's at opening price. So we truly are in an inefficient market. Like the market's just so inefficient right now. Because the thing is, if you look at my bias again, this whole area down here is market structure from yesterday. So you see how price hasn't really pushed away. It got out of it for a little bit, then it came back down, got out again, came back down, got out a little bit, and then here we are back down. So, and the breakout is still running, guys. So we're over an hour into the breakout. It's no longer a breakout at this point. It's pretty much a day trade. This thing's been running for way too long. Of course, I would like the breakout to hit, but this thing has just been running for way too long now. All right, so if this becomes the case, you might be able to look for some micro scalps to the downside. Wasn't really expecting this to happen, but looks like we might be able to now. Let's see, Christian said, I see a momentum reversal there on the one you are seeing. Now, Sean, let's see. So there was no momentum reversal right here. There was an inside bar, but price never filled it, right? So you need price to push up to fill the entry because the entry would have happened at the high of this candle. So there was no There is no momentum reversal entry. There's a setup there, but no entry. And then same with this one right here. There's no entry right here because you need to have a bearish momentum signal. So there's an inside bar there, but there's no entry. Same with this one, there's no entry there. Same with this one, no entry. There's inside bars, but there's no entries here. Because you need an opposite momentum signal. Oh, yesterday's data. I think that was one that you took, right? Did you take you took one yesterday, no? There was one that hit yesterday. I did see it. So let's see. Um, no, there isn't one here. So I didn't see any that happened over here after 8 o'clock. Nothing there. Nothing there. Because you need a retrace, you need an opposite momentum, and then you catch it the other way. There's one right here. So this one at 725. This is a momentum reversal that came up at 725 yesterday. So we had a sell signal here, trend was bullish. The entry would have happened at this high. Yeah. So that's the one right there that came up, Christian, yesterday at 725. I think that's the only one. This one over here, there was no wick, so there would be no entry. I mean, this would have hit too, but there was just no wick, so you couldn't really take it. By the time this candle closed, it would have been filled already. And there's another one right here too. There's actually, or no, this one didn't fill though. So the following candle here didn't fill it. The order would have been canceled. I feel like you took one of these yesterday, Christian. I can't remember, but I feel like you took at least one of these entries here. Might have been this one right here at 725. Oh, you took the V1 variation. I think you took this one down here, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a V1 variation right there. Double body rejection. Lined up with the inside bar. So you actually would have gotten in for the inside bar and a V1 variation. So that was a good entry. All right, let's go back over here, see if there's anything new. Nothing new. Price is currently sitting at the sessions right now, so there's nothing to take at the moment. Ames said London Bridge is falling down. Exactly. Barack said buy momentum, still one, right? So we're currently in a sell momentum right now. The buy momentum signal still hasn't closed yet, but our bias is still bullish. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm only going to take buys here. I mean, the market's so inefficient that I don't even think I'd be able to take any buys here. I wonder if my order is still up from yesterday. I just realized I forgot to take a screenshot of our trades from yesterday. Uh, yeah, I forgot to take a screenshot of the chart from yesterday. I think our entries happened somewhere around like, pretty sure it happened like right here. That's okay. I'll remember to take one today. So if you guys are just joining in, or if you guys have been following and you're just kind of curious what trades we're taking for today, the breakout was taken for today. It hit 50 points a couple times here. So I think majority of people, if not everyone, got out at 50 points already. Breakout's still technically running, but it did hit 50 points right there a couple times. Other than that, I took a couple micro scalps here. They were very small micro scalps. Like I basically got out around break even, if not like 1 point. So like I took 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't really make too much profit on it. Probably up like $100 or so. But just trying to get another one in here if possible. It's just the market sucks. Price action sucks. There's no consistent trend. There's just nothing really going on here right now. Let's go on the 5-minute real quick. The 5-minute price action here is horrible too. You can see prices in this huge range. Just went back and forth, 10-minute real quick. 10-minute as well, there's just no movement. The 1 minute is probably the best time frame to look at price action because you can really see how things are moving and how stuff is happening here. I mean, if you wanted to just, so like, here's one thing that you could have done too. If you just wanted to mark up this area down here and just consider this support, or not even support, but just like the lower zone. That's the lower zone right there. The upper zone is like right here. So if you look at this here, this is pretty much the zone where price is bouncing back and forth from. We got the lower consolidation zone, which is right here, and then extended out. Price came back and retested it. So it's just a big range. And then right here, price did the same thing, kind of pushed up a little bit, came around this area, it established a consolidation range. So you might even see price bounce from here again. So it looks like this is kind of just what's happening here, right? Bounce, 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 etc. Ah, man. Yeah, not exactly the best market to be trading in here, of course. There we go. So same thing, like I just said, bounce again right there off that upper zone. This is pretty much the market movement for today. It's not even very far. If you measure it from this low point to here, it's moved about 100 points, which is not a lot. It's 100 points total. So if you measure it from opening price to here, price has only dropped about 20 points. If you measure it from up here, price pushed about 40 points. It's not a good market. So I'll hang out a little longer today, guys, a little longer than usual. I mean, we'll try to see if there's anything that will happen here after 8 o'clock. Hopefully the volatility starts to move, but it's just not really, there's not much here to work with. Yeah, Barack said, yeah, I was hoping to get a reversal green momentum signal. Yeah, well, we got it here now, so we got a retracement signal here. Green buy signal. We'll see if this, if anything here happens, but. So there's actually a V1 that came up right here, guys. I don't know if anybody saw that. There's a V1 that happened right here. It's not a clean V1, but it is bouncing off structure right there. So V1 variation, double body rejection off structure. The only problem is that if it does hit TP, it's gonna have to cut through the sessions here. So I mean, this would have been a nice entry. The only problem is that the sessions are down here. So obviously you guys know about the red flags. It's not ideal. Let's take a trade here. It's a pretty strong liquidity zone though. So we got the 10-minute zone right there. 5-minute zone doubled up on it, and 1-minute zone as well. So we got a bunch of liquidity zones right there. So you can tell that price is more likely than not to bounce off this area, come back down further. I mean, either way, I wouldn't take any trades around here. Price is back into consolidation. All right, let's see what we got next. So Ing is asking, why did you pick US30 only comparing to other index or forex? I mean, I've been trading US30 or YM for, I don't know, like 6 years now. So you get really good at trading one thing. I feel like that's a problem with a lot of people is that they trade so many things and they just end up sucking at everything, right? Before I used to trade forex, so like before I made my move to US30, I was trading forex for like about 4 years. And I did pretty good with forex, but the market for forex is too slow. right? Market's too slow. The spread is a lot wider, and it's really hard to scalp on forex. So I used to trade forex on the 4 hour time frame. Did pretty good trading forex, but I just didn't want to be on the chart all day because I was on the chart every 4 hours. So like right now, we would be watching the 4 hour candle on forex, and then at 10 o'clock I'd come back and check the 4 hour candle, and it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work being on the chart every 4 hours. It's like you can't really do anything because you got to check the chart, make sure something is happening, and then every 4 hours you have to come back and check. So I used to trade forex before, and I did pretty good at forex. I just didn't want to swing trade or day trade that anymore because it just took too long. The main reason we made the shift from there too is that MetaTrader got shut down here in the US, so everybody moved to futures, and I was already trading US30, so YM was just the next option for me, of course. So yeah, I mean that's the main reason why I trade YM. I've been trading YM for years, and the more and more you trade one asset and you understand how it moves, the better you are at reading it. So that's why for me personally, I stick to YM. Yeah, bro, I see those balances, they slow down nice momentum. Yeah. So it looks like that V1 variation is running to its TP right now. The only problem, like I said earlier, guys, was the sessions down here. And there you go, full TP on that V1 there. If anybody took that or decided to take that there, of course. Price is pushing down to this lower level of liquidity now as we speak. Let's see, this could possibly set up for a micro scalp.
Order submitted.
My pending order right there below. It might try to go down and trigger the liquidity below there. So got it pending right there. I got about 40 seconds on the candle. Sell signal. So we got this whole lower area right here still. Price can knock out the liquidity, come down lower, knock out the lower level liquidity over here. Might not fill here. If it doesn't fill, I'm just going to cancel it. 20 seconds left on it. I'm not going to move it higher because it's too close to the sessions right there. So we got 10 seconds left on it. I'm going to cancel my order.
Order canceled.
Order canceled. So volatility here is still pretty low. I have my pending order waiting right here, but you can see prices at the session, so I don't want to trade around this area. So you guys can see there's entries coming up. The only problem with these entries that are coming up is that they always get caught in some of these. There's always something in the way, right? For today at least, there's always something in the way. Price is right here at the sessions. I don't want to trade here because you can see how price gets manipulated. See how price gets around this area, and it acts like a magnet. Price pushes below, fakes out back down. So it comes down, fake out, fake out, fake out. It's not a good area to be looking for trades. So now if price drops any lower, I'll be looking for some possible opportunities down here. But this area right here, I don't really like it very much. So I'd like the price to come down here a little bit and possibly come down even further from there. So we're still into this. I mean, we're not above the bias right now. So looking at our bias again, I want price to be above here, but it's not looking like price is going to go up there anytime soon. Looking over here at our clean chart. So again, price is just in another consolidation range. All right, we got price coming down lower here now. Price knocked out that liquidity. See if price comes in lower from here.
Order submitted.
Got my pending order just waiting right there. Base price decides to come down and knock out lower liquidity. Still got liquidity down here.
Order filled.
You get out of position already?
Order
All
filled.
right, so I got it right there in profit. Price came down a little bit. Yeah, just a little profit right there again. Damn, I should have held on to it a little longer. It came down further. It's got a little bit of an error. See how far do I have from here until the put another order right here, possibly.
Orders. Order filled.
In and out again very quickly for like 1 point right there. The volatility here is like you get one candle of volatility and then the rest just stays kind of flat. So we're getting really close to the sessions down here, so I'm probably have to wait again. Let me just take this line off so we can see where the sessions is at. So you guys can see my entries here. I'm getting in and out like very quickly for like a couple points here and there. Not a lot, but it's basically been like 1 or 2 points every time I get in. See, Sam said he's holding a sell, break, and reset. Stop loss to break even. Nice. All right, we're back at this lower session right here, guys. So I don't think I'm really gonna mess with anything right here specifically. At least not for any sells. I would need price to break past the session right there. So the breakout is still running, guys. It's been running for over an hour and a half now, it looks like. I mean, for whoever is holding on to it, it looks like it's still on its way down to its full TP down there. It's been running for quite some time. So like one confluence here that I've been looking at for the breakouts is I'm just marking up the structure. So let me turn off the indicator real quick. This is how I was okay with taking the sell here. So I had price over here move up from London session, bullish move. And then right here, I started to turn around like 422. And then our breakout, of course, was a sell. So since 2 and 2 lined up, I was like, okay, this is probably going to come down. And that's pretty much what's happening right now. All right, so we got price climbing up a little bit. This is what I'm kind of looking for. I'm looking for this to push up and then come right back down. So I'll probably look to take a Marco scalp right here. It's price kind of pushed up a little bit. It's candle close in about 10 seconds.
Order submitted.
There. So it is running right there.
Stop filled.
And I got stopped out in profit right there.
Order filled.
All right, quick little move there. So that was exactly what I was looking for. I said price pushing up right here. Probably gonna see it pull back down and then try to aim for the session, which it didn't actually go that far, but there we are. We're back to where we were. All right, so yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna hang around for a little bit, a little longer past 8 o'clock. I think the volatility starts to pick up a little more after 8. If you guys want to hang out with me, let's hang out. I just need the only way for me to understand the market conditions is if I actually trade it, right? I can't go back and like back test it and be like, oh, this is how the market was moving. I need to see how the volatility is actually moving per candle. Now that we have a sideways moving in right here, I'm not going to take any more trades. I'm going to wait for it to actually go somewhere. So yeah, if you guys want to hang out with me, I'll be on this for like maybe another 30 minutes, maybe another hour. I don't know. We'll see. Because the thing is, if I look back over here to the market from yesterday, I mean, I can kind of see what was happening yesterday, but you can't really see unless you look at every candle move, right? Like you need to see how the candles are closing. Because like, yeah, it looks pretty clear here. It looks pretty clear here, but like the thing is like you don't know if the candle was actually moving or if it just stayed flat or if it just spiked up for a second and then it stayed flat. But we'll kind of see how this market here moves. I mean, it seems like this just might be a week thing. Like this might be the market for this specific week, or maybe this specific day or yesterday. I don't know. It's just there's only one way to really understand how the market's moving. Like for example, right here, it looks like these candles didn't move at all, right? But they actually did move when they were active. So we took a couple micro scalps right here. It was kind of flat, but I mean, it was moving to some extent. So see again over here. Yeah, so aims to the Fibonacci pass on the golden ratio, right? I don't trade Fibonacci, but yeah, I mean the Fibonacci tool, let's see, Fib retracement. I don't know where you drew it from, but drew from here. I mean, this thing passed the golden ratio a long time ago. So price climbed up right here, it retraced down, and it passed 0.618 like way over here. I mean, it did bounce a little bit at that point, but nonetheless, it came back down and just stopped everything out. So, I mean, if you wanted to take it for a 1-to-1 ratio, you could have. So I know how to use all these tools, guys. If there's any tool here that that you use or you want me to look, I pretty much I've tested almost every strategy out there. That's kind of how I put together my own strategies. I figured out what worked and what didn't for me, and then I created my own strategies using these tools. I do like the Fibonacci to some extent. It's not my favorite tool, but I do think it's a cool tool to use, and if you know how to use it properly. The thing is, like, it doesn't. Everyone kind of places their Fibonacci in a different place, so it's not always going to be very accurate. If you mark the Fibonacci from here, golden ratio is not to like way up here. So it's got a long way to go. The thing with the Fibonacci is that it's good when the market is going directional. The thing is the market here isn't very directional today, so it's kind of hard to really use the Fibonacci like that. Like, let's see. So let me go over here to the breakout area or the breakout candle, because this is where the actual high was. So that high was from right here, and the low is from right here. So if you take the Fibonacci from here, this would be a big loss. Let's say to the sell side. Because you can see the market's inefficient. It's not going directional. So like if it was moving like this, then perfect, right? Because it would hit the golden ratio and then it would come right back down. The thing with this is that this thing pushed all the way up here and then it came back down. So it kind of just depends on like where you mark up the Fibonacci. Everyone marks them up in different places. All right, so looking at the breakout is still technically running, guys, which I think is crazy. It's almost 2 hours now. Breakout's been running, and it hasn't hit TP yet, but it's on its way down. So this is a good sign. If it does hit TP, that's a good sign because we're still in the proper direction of the breakout. The only problem here is that it took 2 hours, right? Like the breakout shouldn't be taking 2 hours to hit. It should be hitting like right away. Price is still in this consolidation zone right here. I'll be looking for price to kind of get out of here. The Samson can't hold, so sell closing with 20 pips. Yeah, I'll just get out, honestly. The consolidation here is pretty flat. Let's see, Christian's asking, where do you get the ATR indicator? The ATR indicator is under your tools. So go over to your invite only, go to your trailing stop indicator right here, Christian. When you add that trailing stop indicator, go to your settings and then click show ATR. And then you can choose where you want it. I have it at the bottom center, you could have it bottom right. Center is probably the easiest place to see it. It's like right in front of you. And then you can just turn these off. These are the trailing stop. If you want to have like a trailing stop where you just manually adjust it, like what you could do here is, for example, if you're taking a sell entry, your stop would start like up here and then you just trail it down. It's mainly for like swing trades or like longer holds, but I don't really take those long holds anymore. I just use it for the ATR. So looking at the ATR down below, guys, the ATR is now at 13 points. So you can see the volatility is very low. At this point, I might be wrapping it up for the day a little early. Not early, but we'll see. Okay, let's hang out for a little bit longer. I'll hang out for like maybe another 20, 30 minutes. If the ATR doesn't pick up, then I'm going to wrap it up. But if the ATR picks up above 15 again, then maybe I'll start looking for entries. At the 8-hour time, it's going to be either, so it's 7:58 right now. We got 2 minutes till 8. When 8 o'clock hits, the volatility is either going to go up or it's going to go flatter. So we'll see what happens here. And if it stays flat, then it's all good. I'll just wrap this trading day with minimal profits. See, the problem with this micro scalp, guys, is that I did take a bunch of entries here, but the problem is that like the volatility will like pull it back a little bit, or I'll get some errors on the entry. So when that happens, I end up, eating up all the fees. Fees they do add up, of course, if you take a lot of entries. Let's see. Kind of looking at different price action patterns here. Like one of the main ones that I like to look at, guys, aside from V1s, are like engulfing patterns. If you guys are familiar with engulfing candles, they are reversal patterns. So typically what you want to see is you want to see price going downwards. And then when it comes up for retracement, you look for that engulfing pattern for it to correct back down. That's something that I like to look at, but there just hasn't been any here. There's just no engulfing patterns here. I mean, there's one right here. I would take this for a 1-to-1, 17 points. I guess it would have hit, or 19 points actually. Yeah, it would have hit eventually, but it's taken forever, and it would have had to cut into the sessions down there. Yeah, the person that I'm currently mentoring right now, again, guys, I'm mentoring like one person per month. So if you guys are interested in being mentored by me, one-on-one, message me so I can add you to the wait list. We have a wait list of about like 5 people already, so you're probably not going to get your chance until like a little later unless someone else drops out. But I'm currently mentoring someone who's like brand new to trading. So I'm going back to like a lot of basic price action stuff, and it just reminds me of things that to look for in the chart, like this market structure bias over here that I've been drawing up. I haven't used this since I started trading, because I just gravitated towards trend, right? But I think this is another good bias to have with regard to confluence, just so that you kind of have an idea of where price is going. Because if the trend lines up with your bias, like for example, the bias for today was bullish, right? With market structure, the trend bias over here was also bullish. And I was looking for buys. So like the thing is, when they line up like that, they usually help a lot because then you're mainly looking one direction. However, it's not always going to work out that way. But yeah, I am mentoring someone who's brand new to trading, so I'm teaching them like basic stuff like trend lines. One thing that I'm gonna be implementing for mentoring the future is I'm gonna explain how to identify certain things without my indicators, right? Like the trend, you can use the pivots here. It makes things a lot easier to identify the trend. But if you don't want to use the pivots, you can always draw your own trend lines, and it's not that difficult. You can draw them here from this high to this lower high, and you can see we have a trend line right there. And that's how you can identify a bearish trend. Or if you want to identify bullish trend right here, price pushes above, breaks below, and then it comes down from here. And now it's breaking that structure and it's coming down. You can also do this to draw other patterns like this, right? Like a wedge. So you got prices kind of coming down, breaks below the wedge, and it goes straight through. There's just a lot of different ways to there's a lot of different ways to analyze the market. And there's not one specific way that you need to analyze, but there's a ton of different ways here. One thing that a lot of people have been asking about too is like initial balance. So I'm looking at the initial balance right now. Color it I'll just color it black for now. So price is currently at the initial balance. It's balancing. So if you guys understand the initial balance strategy, or I mean, there's different ways to apply it. The way that I apply initial balance is basically I'll mark the initial balance and then I'll look for the bounce off that point, or you can just put a pending order at that point right there. And then that could be something like this. The thing is, there's like not very much direction here, so this is it's pretty tricky. This is why I don't like initial balance, because you kind of have to go against the direction of price. I'm just gonna take it off. I don't want you guys to think that I'm looking for a buy there. I was just getting ideas. All right, so we got price dropping down a little further. Trying to get a little more direction here. ETR is kind of picking up a little bit. Let's see if I can get a micro scalp over here. 15 seconds left on the candle.
Order submitted.
All right, got my pending order waiting down there. See, this is the downside. It's like you get one little push and then it just gets flat from there. And it looks like it's gonna get flat here, so I'm probably gonna have to cancel this soon. We got 40 seconds on the candle though, so we got some time. All right, I'm probably gonna cancel my pending order right here. I don't think this is gonna get filled. It's at the sessions right now. I'm gonna cancel it.
Order canceled.
All right, order canceled. So again, like we just talked about, guys, there's no consistency in the market. It's not moving efficiently. I mean, it is what it is. It's just the type of market that we're currently in right now. ETR is currently at 13. So again, if this doesn't pick back up above 15 in the next, we'll say like 10 minutes or so, I'm just gonna wrap it up. There's no need for me to. I was hoping like we'd hit 8 o'clock and there'd be some volatility or some direction, but it's very similar to yesterday. And let's go back to yesterday's market again real quick. Yeah, I think today and yesterday, we're just in flat markets. It's just the market that we're currently in right now. It's a flat market. Here, let me just replay real quick and I'll see what the ATR was at 8 o'clock yesterday. So the ATR was a bit higher. You can see over here, the ATR was at 20, right? So this is what I was saying. I said if the ATR picks up, then okay, great, we'll keep looking for trades. But the problem is that the ATR is not at 20 right now. See, the market went kind of flat right here. You can see the ATR dropped to 13. So never mind, I guess I take that back. I guess the market was kind of flat. It didn't pick back up until like 9 o'clock. But the ATR here got really, really flat at this point. 10 ATR. See, when the ATR gets flat, price gets flat, market gets flat. There's just no reason to take any trades around those points. You see it picked up a little bit around like 9:30. It's back at like 14. Then it gets flat again at 12. So I think yesterday the market in general was just flat. Right here, the ATR is still at 13. Let's go check Friday. So Friday, or I don't know if Friday's gonna be a good day because it was a weekend, or let's just see. So I can kind of show you guys the difference between like not an efficient market and an inefficient market. Monday was a holiday, so obviously nothing there. All right, so this is Friday's market. See how like there was a lot of volatility right here? Price is moving. We'll go to like 8 o'clock from Friday. See, the ATR is at 14. It wasn't like super high, but you can see right here at 8 o'clock it was at like 16, and price was moving up. So there was volatility right here on Friday, and then it kind of dies out a little bit. See, it gets below like 15, 10. So I don't think Friday's a good day because it's Friday. A lot of people are out of the market by then. But we'll see if the ATR here picks back up. It's currently at 14 ATR right now. Bouncing off the support level right there, it looks like. So I might be looking for some micro scalps to the upside. So we got an inside bar right here. So here's the problem. This could be a possible momentum reversal, but the thing is we have a sessions right here. So I wouldn't take this as momentum reversal because if you take an entry right here, you're gonna have to cut through the sessions, which is it's a no-go. It's a red flag. And it's no longer an inside bar. Yeah, Sam said very risky, Sean. Too late for trading, but just an FYI. Yeah, no, and I agree with you 100%. I'm just trying to see how market structure here is moving. If the market structure picks up or if the volatility picks up, then maybe I'll try to squeeze in another micro scalp here. But yeah, like exactly what you said. The market is just not it's pretty flat. It's just pretty flat right now. So there's no need to force anything. I mean, obviously, if I see something good or if the volatility picks up, then okay, great. But it's not looking too solid. Hey, what's up, Kong? Kong said, how are you doing today? So today was it was an okay day, to say the least. The breakout's running over here. So breakout hit full TP right there for 100 points, guys. You guys held on to it. The breakout just hit full TP for 100. I mean, it took forever. It took about like 2 hours almost. But the breakout did hit over here for full TP, 100 points. I'll put that in the chat so that we can document that. So it's been pretty solid. And then looking at this over here at the micro scalps, we took how many micro scalps? They all hit today too. It was just for a very small profit. So we had 1, 2, you can see the orders right here on my chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 micro scalps over here. I did get eaten up by the fees a lot, but it is what it is. So the breakout hit full TP for 100 points for a sell. I'll add that over here too. Trade skip today. So the breakouts hit back to back this yesterday. It hit right there, full TP for 100 points, and then full TP right here for sell as well. I don't think everything was long today. Was everything long today? I mean, YM was a sell. Let's see. Is NQ long right now? NQ was like long for a little bit, but it flipped right back down. So we had this big consolidation range. It's still actually within the consolidation range right now. NQ pushed up a little bit and then it came, it came down a bit right here. ES, same thing with ES, it's coming down. Gold. I guess you could say everything was kind of long here on open and then it starts to come back down. Looks like YM is the leading index right now. So YM has been kind of down pretty much all day, or not all day, but it came down, retraced up, then it came back down further. But it looks like YM is the leading index for today, which is continuing to drop to the downside. I mean, it looks like the first one to turn. So YM has been dropping since about like 7 o'clock. NQ looks like it's starting to follow. I mean, they don't correlate. So like the thing is you can't correlate NQ with YM, but out of all the indexes, looks like for the most part, ES started dropping here on 7 o'clock too. But YM has like it had a way sharper drop from this point right here. Sam got in for a buy. Let's see if it corrects back up. Yeah, exactly. Christian said prices going session after session. Every setup is a red flag. I know it sucks. Because that setup right there was actually it looked like a good one for the sell earlier that we were looking at. And then I mean it's at this red flag right now, which is the New York high. Screen line over here is the New York high. This purple line right here is the Asia high. It is Sam said FOMO and eval. That happens. Well, I mean, the FOMO happens on all accounts, but yeah, it does happen on eval a little more than others. Especially if you're like close to like your renewal date. It's you kind of want to YOLO it. Um, yeah, I mean the market just sucks today. It's all good though. Yesterday we only took one trade. So yesterday I only took one. I took 6 trades today. So like the thing is, this ate up a lot of my fee, or I ate up a lot of fees here. So like, let's see. So I'm taking 15 contracts right now on the Apex account specifically. So I'm paying basically $75 per trade. So like 75 times 6, that's 450 in fees. And then if I make 1 point, I make 75 too. So you guys can see how this shit adds up, right? It's like I have to get at least 2 points or else I get eaten up with the fees. I basically end up at break even. So I need to make at least 2 to make profit on it. So this is why it's like it's tough. These micro scalps are tough when there's no volatility, right? Because the volatility is so slow that like as soon as I get into the position, it'll stop me out at like 1 point or at break even, depends on like where the volatility is at. Because sometimes it'll fill and then it'll just come right back up. And then I just end up at break even. If I end up at break even, that's what sucks the most. Because if you end up at break even, that's where you're caught with the fee. So you still have to pay the 75, or I have to pay the 75. And then that just like, then I'm stuck with the bill, right? So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of like maybe even moving my trailing stop to 3 points. Because even 1 point might seem like a little too small. Yeah, Sam, so I stopped your microscalp strategies quick because I'm worried about the consistency rule. Yeah, no. So what I talked with the admins about it because I'm still in the admin group. Basically, they were like, if you're gonna do if you're gonna do the microscalp strategy, I have to only do the microscalp strategy. I can't do like breakouts or anything like that because it's gonna screw up the consistency rule. So yes, I agree with you 100%, Sam. You probably shouldn't be doing the microscalps if you're doing the regular scalps or even breakout entries because it's gonna screw with your consistency rule for sure. Because like for me here, I'm making like maybe a couple $100. So let's see. The biggest one will probably be like 4 points. So 15 times 5 times maybe 5. So 375 divided by 75. I'll still be within the consistency rule. 75. Yeah, the 20% rule right there. So it I still stay within the consistency rule. The only problem is that if I get like one of those really, really big wins, which I don't think is gonna happen very often, but might happen after a while, it might trigger the consistency rule. Patricia said, Sean, are you sure you're going to get paid on these microscalps? Well, I talked to the admins. They said it's completely fine. There's no rule against microscalping. So, I mean, I guess we'll see by next month. Right now, I'm kind of just, well, I was aiming to make like 1,000 to 2,000 per day, but the volatility here is kind of flat. So I'm kind of like behind on that goal, right? So like, we'll see by next month if I get paid out. I should though, because I made sure that this microscalping is okay. Haven't gotten flagged about it. The uh the only thing is the consistency rule. Like like what Sam said, it's a consistency rule. Like I couldn't go from like regular scalps to micro scalps because the consistency, or I technically could, but the profits can't be like hugely different. Like I can't have one trade um where I'm making like say like 2,000 on the trade, and then I have one trade where I'm making like 75. Because in that case, it uh it would be an issue. Patricia said I get it, but I don't know. Apex has been tough lately. So what's happened? Have they not paid you out? Everyone I talked to has been pretty fine with Apex. I haven't heard anybody who's had any issues. Um, so the consistency rule, the thing with when you're trading Apex is you really have to stick to like one type of strategy. You can't go from like you can't be going for like the big moves or and then go for small moves. I know for people who do that, they'll deny your payout for sure because it'll easily trigger the consistency rule. You have to just stick to one strategy. Like for me, I've been scalping the whole time, so it's not going to be a big change. Like they're not going to see big fluctuations in profits. But I did have issues when I was taking the breakout. So initially, when I was taking the breakout, I would have like $3,000 days, right? Like some days I'd make 3,000, some days I would lose 1,500 because I was doing the 1 to 2. And then when I mix those with the scalps, they're like your consistency's off because there's some days where I'm making like $100 or $200, and then some days I'm making 3,000. So they're like, that doesn't work. You can't do that. So yeah, if you stick to one strategy, I think you guys should be perfectly fine with Apex. The problem occurs when people start to mix strategies. So I'm hoping they're going to pay me out next month. I'm not close to the payout yet. I got to reach the threshold. The threshold on the 300K is pretty high, guys. It's kind of annoying. I kind of wish I did the 50K accounts now, or even like the 150K accounts. The threshold is just too high on the 300s. It's like before I was able to make payouts like every month or every 2 weeks maybe sometimes, but now it's like I don't get payouts for like maybe like a month or maybe even 2 months. I haven't gotten a payout since in November, guys, because you guys have seen how the market's been. And I'm being transparent to you guys because there's a lot of people out there who will say they'll get payouts like every single 2 weeks, but it's not realistic. I mean, maybe once a month, but every 2 weeks, it's really not realistic if you have a 300K account because the the payout threshold is so high. Even with Tradeify, you have to make, I don't even know how much you have to make anymore, but it's they changed it this year and it's so high. You have to make a certain amount of profit and then you can't request until you get past that point. And then you still don't want to request because when you get to that point, your drawdown goes up too. So it's it's a whole scheme. That's why for me personally, I like using my personal live account because then I don't really get dinged on that. But with these prop firms, they're getting more and more strict. So you just have to be very careful with with what you're doing. Obviously, they're gonna look for ways to not pay you out, which sucks, but that's the way of the game. All right, guys, so it's 8:22 right now. The ATR is down to like 10 points. I guess I'll hang out for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I just don't see the ATR picking up. I think today's going to be a slow day overall. Volatility might pick up around 9, but I tried my best here to stay hopeful that the market's going to pick up. But realistically, if you look over here, it's not really going anywhere. Let me draw the boxes here again. So we had some consolidation right here. And then we got some consolidation up here, of course. I mean, there's a big range. Like you guys can see, it just goes in clusters of consolidation. It's like consolidation, push up, consolidation, push up, consolidation, push down, consolidation. So this is still an inefficient market. The thing is, if we had so here's the thing: it'd be fine if it's consolidation, push up, consolidation, push up, consolidation, push up. Like if we had this, perfect. But the thing is, the consolidation just goes in a big circle, right? Consolidation. And the worst part is that it's coming back up. So you're just going to keep getting this type of movement. It's fine if we get if we get this, like it goes down and it's consolidating, like a stairwell, that's fine, right? This is perfectly fine because you can catch these trades as price breaks out of this area. But the problem with this here is that it's not really going anywhere. It's consolidating to the upside, consolidating to the downside, and then now it's coming right back up. So you could expect more consolidation, right here. So overall, you can just see that we're in an inefficient market. You don't want to trade in an inefficient market because you could just get caught in these fake outs, right? You want to be trading in something that's efficient, something that's going down, or something that's going up. It doesn't matter what direction price goes. If it goes down, perfect, take sells. If it's going up, perfect, we'll take buys. But this right here is just considered, it's just considered inefficient altogether. Sam said, Sean, just say it's going up. I might pass my eval in one trade. I do think it's coming up. So you can see over here it is pushing up. So the inefficiency here it's not necessarily a bad thing for if you want to trade the range. So if you're trading the range here, the inefficiency is actually not a bad thing because you can ride this back up just like what Sam's doing right now. He's kind of taking a YOLO trade and then letting this ride up higher, which which is fine. Anyways, breakout over here hit full TP. Let me go and mark up my entries for the day. I forgot to mark this up yesterday. I'm gonna take off the liquidity. It's not really important. I don't know if it looks better with it. Indicators and tools, or I guess it doesn't really matter. You can still kind of see them even with the tools on the chart. I'll just leave them on so that you guys can kind of see where everything is and was. All right, so these are my entries right here for the micro scalps, guys. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Took 6 entries here for the micro scalps. Let me take a screenshot of charts that you guys have it there. Stock screener, everything's still a buy. So everything here is still a buy for the Dow, guys. With that said, I think there's going to be a correction. It's just going to be a matter of time until it happens. But if you look over here, everything is pretty much buys for the Dow. So with that said, let me put this over here real quick. Oops. Entries or micro scale entries. Taken today on live session. Yeah, so today, I wouldn't say today was a horrible day. Today wasn't a great day because obviously the volatility here is kind of crap, but for the most part, wasn't horrible. We had a full TP over here for the breakout. It took forever, but it did hit 100 points, so nonetheless, it did hit. That's a good sign. And then my micro scalp entries for today took about 6 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we made the best out of the market that we had today. We did what we could. There's just wasn't too much here to work with. Did it hit? Sam said and done. LOL. These evals done. Nice. What account size is it? Let me see. How far did you push up from? So you got in around this lower area right here. I'm assuming it's a lower account size, right? Because if you're trying to do a 300K account, if you want to pass it with a one and done type thing, you got to hit at least 117 points. I know that because I used to flip 300K accounts. So, oh, you did it. Oh, but you probably had profit already then. This wasn't like a one entry, right? Because if you're doing one trade, max contract, you'd have to hit like 117 points. I've done this before. I would always flip these accounts during news days. So like if you trade a news day, you could flip it for but you gotta hit the whole 117 points, which is like this used to be easy last year. News would happen, it would spike up 100 points, and then you would get you pass your eval with like one go. But because the volatility here is a lot lower, it's been a lot more difficult for us to get to those points. So ATR right now is currently at 11, guys. There's another micro scalp that came up right here. It's not one I would necessarily take because the volatility is so low. So I push about 8 points. See, I need volatility here for these micro scalps. Otherwise, I'll just keep getting out at like break even or at 1 point. So yeah, nice work, Sam. Congrats to you. Sam here just got funded a new 300K account with Apex. So big congrats to Sam there. But yeah, I think this might be it for these specific let's see. Sam said Shauna had Bitcoin trade on it. Yeah, that thing was so let me check the Bitcoin real quick. Did the Bitcoin push up? Or push down, I guess. I think you took the sell earlier, right? You can make a lot on the Bitcoin. I just don't understand how it works. Like, I think one contract is worth like a pretty good amount. Bitcoin's currently at 103. I'm like tempted to sell my Bitcoin or just hold on to it. I have about like 15,000 or about 20,000 in Bitcoin. It was at 15 earlier. Now it's at 20 because it went up to 103. I'm like tempted if I should hold on to it or I should just get rid of it for now. And then buy back in when it comes back down. Nice. Yeah. So Sam said, yeah, the Bitcoin and the YM trade. 2 trades that passed the eval. Solid. Did you go max contract on it? Sam, for YM, because you got to take pretty decent contracts to get any like to get a good amount of profit on it. I feel like. Let's see, Kong's asking how quick do you flip a 300K? I mean, you could flip a 300K within seconds. You'd have to wait for a news day, like for a news day like NFP. So like for NFP, look, here, I'll show you real quick. It's not like it's really not that hard to do. It's just we haven't had these types of spikes over the past couple months. We started having the spikes again recently, but like for the past couple months, these spikes haven't been happening. I think there was a spike on Friday, right? If it wasn't on Friday, it was on Thursday. There's only like two news events that will really spike price. No, it wasn't on Friday. NFP was like a week before. The CPI as well. So CPI does cause a big spike in price. I know CPI. I know it was last week. There was a day last week where there was a huge spike pre-market. If it wasn't last, oh, there we go. So see this right here, Con? Like basically what you would do is you would wait for the news candle to come up and then like right before 5:30. So like a second right before the news happens, you would just take the entry and your TP would be at 117. That's how you could flip the account. Because it spikes up right away and it goes straight to your TP. So if you, and I did the math on this is how I used to flip them before. Because it takes forever to pass the 300K accounts, but if you want okay with risking it, then you could do this here. Like this is how you would flip it right away. You'd wait for the news to happen, and then like right before this candle opens, you take your buy entry. You have your TP at 117 at 35 contracts. If you max contract it out, you can see there's no drawdown here because it goes straight up. It goes straight up, and then when it hits this locks in about 22,000, I believe. Let me see. Because I did the math. This is how obviously I did the math, so I knew exactly where I would need to be. Fit 35 contracts times 5 times 117. It locks in 20,475. So if you were to flip that trade there, you need 20,000 to pass your 300K. You would pass it within seconds. You basically full port it. That's what full porting is. You full port your account and then you try to get that 117 points. I mean, sometimes you might go a little more, like maybe 119, 120, so that you can guarantee it, but you just need to get above 20,000. So like 117 is like the exact number to like get past the 20,000 mark. We don't have candles like this. Well, we did recently, but like before that, we didn't have candles like that for news for a long time. So we can't really flip it. See again right here, same thing. The day before that on Tuesday, another flip right here at 5:30. Another time right there, 117, no drawdown. So if these are ever like if the evals are on sale, this is a good thing to try, right? Because you could buy like 20 evals and then you could just one go it. And then you'll either pass them or you won't pass them. So yeah, no, exactly. So you could trade news on the evals. You can't do it on the PAs, but you can do it on the evals. Like that's like one way to pass your eval within like, and if you want to do it on a smaller account, it's even easier on a smaller account. Because it'd be less points. But yeah, I mean we'll see. When's the next big news event? If you guys want to try it, let's see. We got news coming up on initial jobless claims doesn't cause like a big spike, so I wouldn't really mess with that. None of these events that are coming up are really like big spike events. I mean, they might be different this time because Trump's in president again. But the big ones that you want to look for are the inflation news and NFP. So first week of next month, you can try it if you guys want to give it a shot. If you want to try it the following week, we'll have like CPI news. So that's like one way to like flip it and get your 300K account passed very quickly. I would only do it if Apex is running a promo though, right? And if you guys want to use a promo, just make sure to go to the Discord. Go over here to funding companies or FAQs. If you look over here, there's the promo code that we have here for Apex. This is the admin code. So if you use this code here, you're gonna get the highest discount, whatever it may be. So you can click on my link here, or you can use this code here. It's a specific admin code. I'm in the admin group for Apex. So like I get like the best code or whatever, and I'll share it with you guys. But yeah, if you guys want to flip an account, I mean that's probably the best way to do it to get in and out very quickly. There's a V1 variation right here that Christian just identified. I wouldn't take any entries right now, Christian. I think it's okay that you missed it because the volatility is so low. So the ATR right now is currently at 12. Again, like if you want to take any entries, you want the ATR to be above 15, or else price is just going to go sideways the whole time. So you can see over here, price is going sideways. We're back in another area of consolidation. It's like funny because I drew the box here and it's actually consolidating in that box that I drew. It's a box I drew earlier, like for fun. Price pushed up, consolidation. And then it'll probably push up to this next level. So, all right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. The ATR is not really picking up, so I think market here is gonna be pretty flat for the next couple, I guess, next 30 minutes to an hour. Market might pick back up closer to 9 o'clock. Right now, it looks like the market's just gonna stay pretty flat. So I don't think there's any reason to really force any trades here. I'll try this again tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we'll probably stay on past 8 o'clock if the volatility is low. Like for example, the volatility here was pretty nice on open and then it flattened out. And then here it's like super flat. So I will probably try this out again tomorrow. If not, then we'll just have to deal with the market. It's just, we can't predict how the market's going to be tomorrow. I'm hoping the market's going to be more volatile, more directional, but I will mark up all of my biases again. So here's the SR chart. Let's see if there's any new SR zones around this area. There's a couple SR zones, but they're for the most part, they're kind of irrelevant. Yeah, they're pretty irrelevant. So again, price is probably gonna go sideways here. And it's gonna keep going sideways for the next while or so. So, okay, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, for today, we had the breakout hit full TP here for 100 points. If you got out at 50, that's fine too. And then I took 6 micro scalps for the day over here. Basically got me out at like a slight profit. A lot of these were like break even, so I had to pay commissions on the trade. But for the most part, it's yeah, I mean, it's pretty much not very much here that I made on it. So we'll come back and we'll run this back again tomorrow. So all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the